Welcome to Shrads Talks Books. I'm Shrads. I'm a bookworm. I read, review, share, and give unsolicited book recommendations to all my friends who may or may not be readers. I genuinely believe that the books are dangerous and they should come with a warning label that says, "This might change your world." This podcast is my way of taking those unsolicited book recommendations to a new level. I will talk about books that I read, things that are about books, book world, authors, new and old favorites, once a week. My views and opinions might not always resonate with the popular ones. Please join me in enjoying the return word. Hope we change the lives together.
Do you have a favorite author? I do. In fact, I have a list of authors that I blindly recommend to anyone and everyone. Matthew Reilly is one of those. Matthew is an Australian action thriller writer and director. The man has sold over 8 million books worldwide. He even directed one of his works, adapted for Netflix called Interceptor, that stars Elsa Pataki, Chris Hemsworth's better half. One of the first novels of his that I picked was called Seven Ancient Wonders. The book that read like a Jackie Chan movie. Not the Karate Kid Jackie, mind you, but more like Shanghai Nights Jackie. It had everything. End of the world crisis, shady clandestine organizations, courageous hero, dark and mysterious look at, thrilling chases, mind-bending mazes, and an awesome cliffhanger. You name it, and MR's novel have it all. And they read like a well-executed, out-of-the-world, thrill-inducing, adrenaline-pumping, hardcore action movie. I love his flair for unusual storyline. The ease with which his characters step out of the pages and make you lose your breath is just mind-bending. He's the guy who is a master of cliffhangers. He's the author that has brought his readers to the edge of the seats, made it perfectly normal to read statements like, "Dragons are hurling trucks at me." So when he came out with a book about a chess tournament that was held in 1500s, that made me skeptical about picking it up. I bought it out of sheer loyalty to the author, but the paperbound sat on my shelf for a long, long time, looking at me with pleading eyes, urging me to reach out and read through its pages, immerse myself into the words of my favorite author, and I kept averting my gaze, reaching out and picking books above and below, forever running away from the possibility of a disappointment. I must confess that I was avoiding it also because I thought it was really about chess, and I'm hopeless when it comes to strategy game. As life would have it, one fine day when I was bound to fly back on a long flight, I finally gave in and picked this one up. Well, it is a Matthew Reilly fiction for sure. There's a lot of MR specialty in it. There is mystery, there is intrigue, there is adrenaline, there is action. However, this is a very different Matthew Reilly. The mystery is veiled, intrigue mingled with unease, action subdued. Possibly because he was writing about real historical figures, or maybe because this was not a hardcore action, or because of the time period of the book, or maybe, just maybe, because this is the first person book that is written in a female voice. I can't really pinpoint what it is about this book that makes it different. There's an undercurrent in the whole novel that keeps you uneasy throughout. The novel is as much about politics as it is about murder mystery, equally about shaping of a young female mind as anything else. True to his style, he writes it with a flow that makes it unputdownable. However, there are elements in the story that disgust you, make you want to recoil in unease. Corruption of state and godmen is nothing new, but seeing it from the eyes of a teenager somehow makes it more uncomfortable. The world Matthew builds is equally realistic and true, in the past and in the present. And that timelessness of the corruption of man, that makes you sad. Had I known that the novel will make me sit with my head cradled in my hands upon finishing it, I might not have picked it up when I did. But at no point during or after reading it am I regretting it. This is a mature book. Compared to all his works, this one is the most unsettling one. I swear I did not expect it from his books. And now, as I'm doing this review, I realize that I expected from him a Vin Diesel action flick, while he thrust upon me a Clint Eastwood classic. That makes me happy. There are a lot of elements in this novel that are not appropriate for an immature reader. And remember, I'm saying immature, not young. It's a sensitive novel, and people with childish disposition might not appreciate what the novel is trying to convey. For a change, Matthew writes a novel that truly has a message. How delightful is that? What's the verdict? Well, don't expect the regular fireworks of Matthew Reilly novel. There is no end of the world battle, no fancy villain or a dashing hero. The battleground here is the mind, and hero is courage and wits. Touch this only if you want to be reformed and question your belief. Read only if you think you are ready to be mature.
Hey, you stuck till the end. Congratulations. How does it feel to have endured my rants and rambling? Sounds great, doesn't it? I assume since you reached the end, there must have been something that you liked, and I would love to know what worked. If something didn't work, please let me know instead of leaving rude or nasty comments. If I agree with it, I will try to change it. But since I'm a little stubborn, change won't be easy or fast, so have patience. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you in advance for all the wonderful comments you're about to make. And more than that, thank you for sharing this delightful little gem of a podcast with all your friends and family. Have a great time ahead and see you soon.